Here in the UK, members of the public have long thought of water as an infinite resource, and it is often difficult for people to understand that this simply isn't the case.
For most people, you just turn the tap on and the water's there, so what's the real problem?
Even in the rainy UK, water scarcity is a serious issue.
Everything from variations in rainfall patterns to the nature of the geology beneath your feet can dictate your level of access to water.
So our demand for water is very high because of our population and economy, and that means the water available per person is less than many Mediterranean and even some North African countries.
A reliable source of water is absolutely vital for most businesses' operation.
The water we use is not just about what comes out of the taps, it's embedded in the products that we consume.
For example, it takes more than 2,000 litres of water to grow 1 kilogram of rice, 500 litres to grow 1 kilogram of potatoes.
As well as population growth, economic development and shifting lifestyles are increasing stress on our water resources. If current consumption patterns continue, nearly half of the world's population will live in water-stressed areas by 2050.
Businesses really know that without water, they're not going to be trading for very long.
So by the 2050s, the best available science is saying that river flows could reduce by up to 80% at certain times of the year.
In the UK, we are already seeing localised extinctions of some species in some river basins.
So if we don't get this right, we're going to have to make tough choices about whether the water goes for power generation, food security, society or the environment. No one wants to have to make those choices.
If we continue with our current behaviour, we will face serious global water shortages.
We think that it's vital that people from different groups from food and drink supply chains come together, including retailers and farmers.
Everyone needs to be involved in collaborating on water, because it's not just about what we as a business do, it's about what our suppliers do and about what our suppliers do. But it's also about what our customers do, and it's that realisation that we're all interlinked.
There are many different approaches that need to be taken, from increasing the efficiency of water application, reducing consumption, thinking about how you use water, whether you are a consumer, whether you're a business, or whether you're a farmer.
We need to link ecosystems with consumers so that they start to understand that what they're seeing happening in the river basin in their village is linked to the way that they use water in their home.
We need to remember that we are simply borrowing water from the natural environment.
Change comes from the top, so the first thing you must do is to have somebody on the board with responsibility for a water plan.
In the future, access to water is likely to get less reliable than it is today, and therefore it's really important that companies understand their resilience to these future changes.
We need an ambitious vision for what water should look like in this country that we can all get behind, a bit like launching a man to the moon.
We're at the start of a process where people are seeing water differently and starting to act and use water in a different way than in the past. But that doesn't mean it's all good news. There's a long, long way to go.
First, we need a shift in mindset. We need to start to see water differently.